What's going on, Aries? This is Cosmic Boogeyman. I'm going to come back at you with a timeline read. I haven't done a video for you guys in a while. I feel super neglectful. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll be uploading more content. I've actually switched to a live format for the holidays just to kind of get people going. But I'm just going to connect to the collective energy and get you guys zoned in. The cosmic collective, as it would be. All right. Whoa, there's your jumper. Okay. All right. Right here we go. Somebody is being sneaky. So yeah, your ground zero, your emotional ground zero, you're at sneakiness. The number seven could be important to you. Seven people, seven things, 7 months, 7 days. But there's definitely people talking smack about you, or somebody's talking smack. I can tell you that's 100% certainty. There's probably a male or a female, but there's someone hanging in the background. This here is typically a wand. So Aries, you being a fire sign, this being means some guy's hanging on you, or you're just waiting on a guy. But this means they've been thinking about a lot about something, which is a good sign for you. Okay, let's keep going. I'm just gonna keep bang out the rest of these cards for you, just to get us on task. All right. So when I'm pulling cards, I'm not actually looking at the cards. I'm just pulling, letting them just divinely come out. And then when they do, it gives me a moment to line up my camera, and I let my intuition just do all the pulls. And I'll explain to you every card in a moment here. So, Aries, what else we got here? Ooh, someone cut someone off, but they're regretful. They're definitely regretful. Um, this here is our conduit. If you haven't been with me before, I'll explain that. And the conduit's like your universal life lesson. Here's your fire in your chart. But it's like a universal life lesson. This is when it first comes in. This is how it leaves you. Ground zero would be affecting this, and this is your perspective, or how the perspective is being viewed by you at that moment. There is no other interpretation. That is your perspective. Um, this is your center line. Your center line is like your from your crown chakra to your root chakra. It's your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. This is everything. But at your heart, that's where you are. That's exactly how you're feeling. This is why you're watching this video, and I'm welcoming you right now to being here. All right, Aries. If you haven't liked, you haven't subscribed, please do. Feel free to say some comments. Um, all right, starting with this. This is your emotional ground zero, and you can see this is the heartbreak card if you're not familiar with the Three of Swords, but I'm going to hope many of you might be. But this is your emotional ground zero, and when you start reading these in perpendicular and you read them vertically and horizontally, and you start integrating the cards together, you see the picture gets laid out very obviously to you. So there's probably a person who has colored hair, colors their hair. Someone's always on their mind. This could be a feminine, or the feminine could be on this other person's mind. But there is definitely air in this person's chart because you can see the clouds in the background. They are very happy wherever they go. They let their happiness follow them. But this person's passionate. They will cut people off if they have to, but they're divinely connected, divinely guided. This person, probably you, is the one, Aries, because I see this here like this, but I just think something hasn't worked out in the past, or you're trying to work on something. You want this to work out very quickly and in your favor. You like to be in control. This tells me you're like a chariot. That's what it is. You like to be the charioteer. Going down here, we get our foundation. Emotional. You feel heartbroken, or they feel heartbroken over you. Something's not working, or they haven't worked it out. So someone's up at night losing sleep, and this could be about another person, or someone got in the way. This is could be a younger version of yourself, past history, but they're not working on it, and there's choices coming in. This choice is going to be for you. This is life choices. Which direction do you take? Do you focus on career, money, finance? What do you focus on? Do you focus on love? I see that you're already giving up on love, or you're looking past that, and you're finding seekiness, or people have been talking about you, what this love situation is, and your perspective is you can't find out any information. It's almost like you've been shut out, and you're trying to. You're holding on to what you know true. You are the star. You are the one. You're the reason this is all happening. Just so you know, this is the reason you're up at night is because people are worried about you, and you're worried about other people. That's because you're divinely connected. You're connected through this dimension and others. So I feel like you have put someone out in the cold because you turned your back to them. You can see they're not happy, and they want to manifest you back, but they can't, or they're trying to get a connection back with you. This is going nowhere fast. That's what this Eight of Wands is. Going from top down, you have the Sun card, which is always a good card. This might have started out like a really decent connection. Then you went, okay, maybe I am the one. You know you're valuable, Aries. But then what happened is it just died, fizzled. Fighting happened. Um, and I'm not a big fan of seeing the fighting in the center. So you're probably watching this video because someone was fighting with you or causing you headache. And it could have been more than one person, or this person could just be a toxic person, but we haven't seen that yet. In the past, they're probably a very passionate, loving person. They themselves or you have fire in your chart because you can see here, Aries, like there's the wand. The wand is passion. Um, they may be always tired or might feel tired, always feel drained, but this is where the divine comes in and starts to protect the situation. Or maybe you felt like a different version of yourself in the past few years and you're growing from that. As we go up to the second level cornerstones, we start looking at there's a justice coming in from your perspective. You don't see it. You feel like it's an injustice, but it is coming. It's coming in from where you don't expect it. You're moving on to bigger and better. You're going to be happier, and you are the one. This was King of the Hill, but you're being chosen this time. It's a little different. So where you felt like you had to be quick with the tongue, mean, hurtful, now you can almost be a person who can be loving, caring, and warm, but also live with that hot, fiery, passionate self that you've always loved. You can manifest, you can grow. You can grow through being happy. This is going to be an online connection that's going to come in through you, through the divine, just so you know. I will tell you that. That's a certainty. You just have to look deeper into it. The Hermit is a sign from your highest self. It's telling you, look at your highest self. What does your future self want for you, Aries? What is that person asking you to do? That's what's coming back to you. Don't do what the last person. Don't do what your lower self does. Don't do what the past person wants. Don't do what your like 15-year-old or 10-year-old or 3-year-old self would have done. You have to ask what your future self wants. What is next year's version of yourself doing at this time? Are they sitting there worried about a person? Or are they telling a person, I'm not sure? Or are they just taking charge? I feel like it's a miscommunication that's been going on for a while, or they haven't been communicating well, which leads you to look deeper into a situation. Maybe you're worried about them. Passionately, you are very attracted to them. This is my divine communication card. If you haven't seen this before, it's only come out because years ago I had cracked the original Two of Cups, which I just leave here as a reminder to myself. That communication is always important. You can't forget about it. So but I'm going to go with probably this other half is regretful of communication because you're about to get more options, more offers, more opportunities, more choices. And this, like I said, does not have to be just another person in love, but this heartbreak. The reason you're here is because life is giving you brand new opportunity. You're sitting there worried about what happened in the past, but you should be focused on the life lesson that you learned. And this is the life lesson card. The other thing you want to do is you want to focus on your messages. Pages are messengers. How do you send messages? How are your messages received? Look at perspective versus perception. How are they looking at your message? This is you. This is your heart. This is the center. This is how you feel, your core, the reason. You want commitment. You want long term agreement. You want someone to be honest with you. You want them to be apathetic. You want them to understand. You want them to give you empathy when you wake up. You want them to be the person that's connected to you forever, not just sometimes. You don't want them to leave you out in the cold. When you say manifest, they say how high. That's what you're doing. So you want this person to be the everything, the abundant version of the person, not just be that other half that's sometimes there. You want them to be the completion to your story, the rest of your chapters. So you're using your intuition at this moment, and that's what you're trying to do is find it. But the divine has actually connected you to this intuition that's going to bring you justice. As I finish out your read here, you're going to find your divine match. Your divine person is going to match up with you. This is the divine pair. Some people call it twin flames. But you have to go through some work first, or they have to give you a chance to show that you've gone through the work. So meeting these new people, you'll see your wands are starting to really show up here, Aries. You're coming from your perspective. You're changing your perspective. Instead of looking on the outside about what other people think of me, you're looking from the inside out. How do you think about others? This is about you being happy, not about how others see you as happy. There's your emperor. That is an Aries card, just so you know. So you're finding your divine masculine partner, or your divine feminine's finding you. So vice versa. This is also, I sometimes see the hermit as the Emperor in disguise. So what you sometimes will be doing is your highest self is coming through and you're growing to be that highest self. You just have to get there. But I think you've already made that decision long ago. And that's when you made this online decision to get online, to do something, to look, to research. You're not just here watching this video because you are bored. You're here because you're trying to be the highest version. You're trying to be the king of the hill. You focus in wands. You're working on something. This is what you got started with when you were heartbroken, or they were heartbroken over you. But when you became heartbroken, is what I'm going to tell you. That's when this life lesson triggered. You didn't become in alignment, but you'll see on your second level cornerstone is this divine communication, divine connection. That's when this life lesson is really started. It's when the when that happens, that taught you something. You felt breadcrumbed, but the universe is just teaching you a lesson. Patience is power. And that's what's really amazing here. So you're being breadcrumbed, and that's why I'm laughing, because you're being breadcrumbed, and that's why you feel like you've been left hanging. But you haven't been left hanging. You're leaving yourself hanging. You haven't made action. You haven't made no decision. You have to get out of that self-imprisonment mode. Lift the veil. What do you want to do? You're strong. You're very powerful. You're infinitely powerful. You can see the two infinity signs on top of each other. Here, let me zoom in for you just so you can get an idea. So what we have, what you have here is you have this. This is what I was laughing at because I had this facing me. You're forever infinitive, like you're happy at a core. So you're basically just exploring this new opportunity, this new chance, this new aspect of yourself. I think what's happening at your base is you're finding why you even came here. What was the reason you met this last person? What's the reason that was the purpose to find them? It's more than to be happy. You went to meet them for a reason. I'm going to pull you one last card here, Aries, but I'm going to pull it. I'm going to pull it from my last tarot deck. All right, here we go. Pull from the middle. What's the message for you? Problems, insecurity, failure, slothfulness, dullness of mind, instability. This could be you or them, but recognition, you need realization, you need endings, you need results of true will. You want this person to connect to you. Earth's coming up in the chart here. Ten of Pentacles, which is completions. And the last thing you get from the universe is this message. This is from your highest self, directly to you. Skips me altogether. Everything in fruition, wisdom from all stages of life. That's what you're getting. Aries, you're in the process of rebuilding, regrowing. You're not done and out. You're actually just beginning. That's what this is all telling me. That's what makes it so laughable. Um, this card here, this tells you past life. You can see the size of the pyramids. That's telling you how connected you are to yourself, your past life self. But you're manifesting this brand new start, this completion to whatever you started years ago. Whatever you had committed to, that's what you're starting. So I'm going to tell you this, Aries. Focus on you. What's three good things that you can do about yourself? Make yourself more happy. That's all you're doing. You're not worrying about anybody else. You're worrying about you. In the future, you're going to get your emperor. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're already here. The universe has said they're here. They're ready for you. You're going to get friends, family. You're going to grow whatever this life is that you want. But the emperor empress version of yourself is coming in. It's in your conduit, so you're good to go. All right, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you can catch me on the live uh, tarot reads, please do. It's always fun. The energy's really high and it's intense. It's always friendly. All right, be safe. Talk to you soon.